Bringing people and communities together on seclosounds.org.
Your listening station.
Hi, I'm Terry Sullivan and welcome to this week's Sticks radio show here on Seclo Sounds and the first show of November. Unbelievable. Where has the year gone? Soon be Christmas. Today on the show I've got three guests. In the second half of the show I'm going to be talking to Dennis Greaves. He's the frontman of a band called 9 Below Zero, that great R&B band. I'm going to be talking to him from his home in London in the second half of the show. But first up, I've got a band who are playing in at the Stables in a couple of weeks' time. They're called Balsamo-Deighton. We'll be talking to them in a few minutes after we play this. This is their song called I Don't Know Why.
I don't know why the sky is so blue, and I don't know why I'm so in love with you. If there were no music, then I would not get through. I don't know why I know these things, but I do. I don't know why, but somewhere dreams come true. And I don't know where there will be a place for you. Every time you look that way, I would lay down my life for you. I don't know why I know these things, but I do. I don't know why, but some will make you cry. And I don't know how, but I will get you back. I will try, 'cause they're not trying to cause you pain. They're just afraid of loving you. I don't know why I know these things, but I do. And I don't know why I don't know anything. If there were no music, then I would not get through. I don't know why I know these things, but I do. If there were no music, then I would not get through. I don't know why I know these things, but I do.
That was I Don't Know Why from Balsamo-Deighton, and I'm joined today by Steve Balsamo and Rosalie Deighton. Good morning.
How are you doing, Terry?
I'm good, good. Oh, let's tell everybody about yourselves. For those people who don't know who you are, let's talk to you first, Steve. How did you get into the music business, Steve?
Well, I started in rock and roll bands in South Wales, where I'm from, when I was a kid. Did the circuit, did all that sort of thing. Then I got into theatre for a while and kind of got known for doing a few different roles. And when that finished, that wasn't really my first love. My first love was writing songs and singing my own songs and being involved in that whole process. So I formed a band called The Stories, and we toured the world. We did loads of very cool stuff. And then when one of the guys left, Rosalie joined the band. She'd previously supported The Stories, and she and I wrote some songs together. And when the band finally came to an end, we decided it was the right time to record our songs.
Okay, so this album, it's not coming out till 2016. There's been quite a few years in the making, then, I suppose we could say.
It has
been about 4 or 5 years, hasn't it? But that's because we've been doing other things. I mean, Steve was on tour with John Lord, and I was on tour with other bands, and when you're making an album and you're pulling in favours from people and trying to get everyone together, it's quite a long process, but we were never really in a rush to...
No.
We were never really in a rush, were we, Steve, really? We just wanted to make an album that we loved, and
okay.
That's what we've done.
So what's your musical background, Rosalie?
So I grew up in the north of England, playing folk, Cajun, bluegrass, Irish music with my parents and my brother and sisters, and we toured the world from the age of 3 till I was about 20 when I moved down to London, where I got signed to EMI and then Independiente and had a few solo records out. But I recorded 5 albums with my family band and won quite a few awards out in the States and stuff. And yeah, that's basically what
Are they very known, your family band, or...?
In the folk circuit, we were constantly working, so we were well known, had a lot of TV appearances and
in America,
newspapers, and we did a lot in those years. Yeah.
Well, you're coming to a play at the Stables. I'll talk about the date now. It's the 11th of November at the Stables, and what sort of what would you say your musical influences are in this album? Well, yourself and the album.
Well, our debut album, we kind of love country music and folk music, so it's got those kind of influences, but we also love people like Maria McKee, Tom Petty, Ryan Adams, Steve Earle, so we level, we've got the Springsteen vibe on a couple of songs, so we basically have kind of borrowed and stolen all the influences from people we love, and we kind of put them in this pot of balsamo-deighton. So what we're going to do at this gig, we're going to kind of stretch our wings, start working the songs in live, because when you're in a studio for months and months, in fact, in our case, years, then getting out there and doing them live again, well, certainly in my case, I've got to relearn the songs and they take on a different meaning when you play them live in front of an audience. Yeah, a lot of bands say the great thing about playing live is the instant reaction you get to the songs, the performance and everything else. Absolutely. I think there's a different thing. An audience is actually, I believe, a participant in the whole experience. So I think every audience member brings something of themselves to a show. So when you play, they're actually involved in the making of that music in that moment. It sounds kind of strange and esoteric, but I really believe that everybody who hears the music participates in that song, in that place, in that wherever you may be, in a small club or an arena or whatever. Yeah. The kind of energy feeds into the song, so they become something different always. So I don't believe a song is ever finished either. I think it can change and develop and become something else in the years of touring after you've written the song. Yeah, you add something to it, take something out of it, and it's all good fun, isn't it? Absolutely, yeah. So, absolutely. How does the songwriting, you and Rosalie, how does the songwriting work between you?
It's funny, isn't it? Because we live at opposite ends of the country, and there's some kind of magic between me and Steve, which is really weird. Like I'll start writing a song wherever I am, and I'll phone up Steve, and he'll basically kind of have the same idea. It's almost like we're writing the same song but miles apart. But when we get together, we play one chord, and words just kind of words and melodies just kind of fall out of our mouths, don't they? Really. It's quite unique.
What I thought the other day, which was kind of interesting, we got different pieces of the same map. We don't know where that map is leading us, mind you, but we've got different pieces of the same map that can, when they come together, they become something more than just me singing a song on my own or Rosie singing a song on her own. It becomes part of this a very different experience. It's really a magical thing, and I can't stress that enough. It gives me goosebumps whenever we sing together.
That's good. So one of you doesn't write the words and one of you plays the music. It's a really is a collaboration.
Definitely collaboration.
Yeah. No, because I mean, obviously Lloyd Webber and Tim Rice, one of the most famous songwriting partnerships. One used to write the lyrics, one of them write the melody, and it was always that way. And I just wondered. I'm not a songwriter. I'm not a singer. Certainly not a performer. So I have to ask these questions, and also the listeners love to hear this sort of thing.
Absolutely. Well, for me, I'm a songwriting kind of nut, and I love to know about the stories behind the songs, how they came about. And funnily enough, talking about Tim Rice, one of his favourite songwriters, and Rosie and I, is Justin Curry from Delamitri. Mm-hmm. And I remember tweeting Justin saying, you should get together and write a song because the credits will be Curry and Rice.
Oh, yeah. A man after my own heart.
I think he put his name first.
That's a great story. I like that. That appeals to my sense of humour. I'm great. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
It'd be a good song as well, I think.
Sorry.
It would be a good song.
It would be a great song.
It'd be great.
Yes. Okay. What would you say your favourite songs are? Both you and Steve. Steve first. Who's would you say what your favourite song is? Not one of your own, of course.
What, of all time?
Of all time.
All time. Oh, that is a tough.
I know.
Tough call. I was asked that the other day, and I think, and this sounds very strange because I'm not particularly religious, but I think my favourite song is Amazing Grace.
Okay.
Wow.
And what
see
about
that one coming?
No, that was a bit
I
off
didn't see that one coming.
That was a bit off the wall. That one myself. I was a bit. What about you, Rosalie? Come on.
I think if I had to pick one, because I've got a top 100. But
have you?
Jolene by Dolly Parton.
Jolene.
Jolene.
Yeah. Why particularly that one then?
Sorry.
Why particularly that one?
I don't know. I think I don't know. It's just amazing lyrics. She's amazing, and it's just tragically sad. But actually, I don't know. I've always felt it was disguised by the upbeatness of the band. But I just think it's just a great story in 2.5 minutes. It tells it's like a film in 2.5 minutes. It's wonderful.
Yeah, well,
it's one of those perfect songs.
It is a nice song, isn't it? I mean, and it just goes to show how eclectic taste is because of not last year, the year before, she was at Glastonbury.
Yeah.
And people were lapping her up, you know, and I've never been to Glastonbury. I've not really got a great yearning to go there. I don't really like mud, and I like the idea of seeing all the bands, but I'm not keen on the mud. And it really is quite strange that the old, should we say, the older singers are coming back. I mean, this year we had Lionel Richie was headlining, and he pulled the biggest crowd of the day, and it's quite interesting, that sort of thing, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, I think it's about song power.
I think it is, yeah. Classics.
Both Lionel Richie and Dolly Parton have got songs for miles, and brilliant songs at that. So I think it always comes back to the songwriting, and I don't think it matters what genre it is, who's singing it, who's performing it. It's the song. The song is always king from where I'm standing. So people like that will always have an audience because the songs are great.
Yeah. I must ask you this. You've appeared on Songs of Praise. How did that happen?
Yeah. I've actually been on Songs of Praise about 6 times.
Have you?
In my life. Again, I'm not particularly religious, but because of my former life. Because of my former life, when I played Jesus, I think that people automatically think I'm a Christian, but it's not really the case. But we were asked to perform in it. We were asked to perform a song, God on the Mountain, which we kind of rearranged a little bit, changed the chords up. a brilliant song, and I think we did a really lovely version of it.
Yes, I found it. I
If they wanted.